My name is Mika. I'm 25 years old. I want to tell you something special today. Please listen to my story completely. It is about my family. It is a very simple story, but it is full of love, emotions, and beautiful moments. If you listen until the end, I think you will smile. Maybe you will cry. But I promise you will feel something deep in your heart, and you will understand why family is the most important thing in this world. I was born in a small town in a cold country. There were big trees, white snow in winter, and small houses with warm lights. My father was a strong man. He worked in a factory. Every morning, he left the house at 6 o'clock. He came back when it was dark. He was tired, but he always smiled at me. My mother was soft and kind. She stayed at home and took care of me and my younger brother, Leo. She made warm food, cleaned the house, and sang songs for us that we were not rich. We did not have new clothes or toys, but we had love. And we had each other. One night, when I was 5 years old, I woke up and saw my mother sitting near the window. She was crying. I did not understand why. I walked to her and said, "Mama, why are you crying?" She looked at me and quickly wiped her tears. "Oh, Mika, I am not crying," she said. "The wind is strong. It puts dust in my eyes." But I knew she was not telling the truth, so I sat next to her and put my little hand on hers. "Mama, I love you," I said. She hugged me very tightly. "I love you too, my sweet girl," she whispered. "Always remember, no matter what happens, we will stay together. We are family. That is the most important thing." After that night, I always tried to help my mother more. I helped her wash the dishes. I helped her fold the clothes. And when my little brother cried, I gave him my toy bear and said, "Don't cry. Sister is here." As I grew older, I began to understand why my mother cried. My father's job did not give much money. Sometimes he came home with a tired face and empty hands. My mother worried about food and clothes for us, but she never gave up. She never stopped smiling, and she never let us feel afraid. One day, when I was 10 years old, my father lost his job. The factory closed. Many people in the town lost their work, yet my father sat on the chair in silence. His hands were shaking. "I don't know what to do," he said to my mother. "I feel like I am not a good father." I saw my mother go to him and hold his face in her hands. "You're a good man," she said softly. "We will find a way. We always do." That night, my father went outside and looked at the stars. I followed him. He looked at me and said, "Mika, when you grow up, do not be afraid of problems. Be strong, be kind, help others, and always believe in your dreams." I said, "I will, Papa." He smiled and said, "You are my brave girl." From that day, we worked together as a family. My father found small jobs. My mother baked bread and sold it in the market. I helped her carry the baskets. My brother Leo helped clean the house. We worked hard. Very hard, but we also laughed. We also played games. And every night before sleeping, we hugged each other. My father smiled and said, "You kept your promise, Mika. You made us proud." We sat together that night like old times. We ate bread, but now we had more food too. We told stories. We laughed, and my mother said, "We are not rich in money, but we are very rich in love." Now I live with my family again. We still have simple things, but we are happy. We help each other. We love each other. We remember the hard times, but we also remember the smiles. Sometimes my friends ask me, "Mika, what is your biggest dream?" I say, my dream is already true. I have a family who loves me, and I tell them, never forget your family. They are your first home, your first love, and your strongest support. If you are listening to this story now, maybe you are far from your family. Maybe you had a hard life too. Maybe you feel tired. But I want to tell you something important. You are not alone. Be strong. Hard. Believe in love. And always remember your family. They may not be perfect, but they are your roots. They are your wings. They are your story. If you like this story, please click like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. I work hard to make these beautiful and emotional stories for you. I want to share more interesting stories with big messages. Stories that touch your heart. Stories that help you learn and grow. Please stay with me and remember, you are loved. You are special. The next morning, I woke up early. The house was quiet and soft light came through the window. I looked around and saw my mother sleeping on the chair near the kitchen. She had waited for me until late at night. Her hands were still holding the old sweater she was knitting for Leo. Her face looked peaceful. I slowly walked to her and covered her with a blanket. Then I sat down and looked at her. So many memories came to my mind. Her singing, her warm hands, her soft words, her tears, her laughter. I whispered softly, "Mama, you are my hero." Later that day, my father and I sat outside under the big tree in our garden. He held a cup of tea and looked at the sky. The leaves moved in the wind. Birds were singing. He looked at me and said, "Mika, time moves fast. One day you were a little girl holding my finger. Now you are a strong woman. You are the light of this family." I smiled and said, "Because you and Mama taught me how to shine." He looked at me with eyes full of love. "Promise me one thing," he said. "What is it, Papa?" "No matter where you go or how big your dreams are, never forget to come back home. Home is not just a house. It is where hearts wait for you." I nodded. "I promise, Papa." The next few days were full of happiness. I cooked with my mother. I walked in the fields with Leo. I helped my father fix the old fence. At night, we sat around the small fire and told stories. We laughed. We remembered old times. And we made new memories. One evening, Leo came to me and said, "Sister, do you think I can go to the city like you one day?" I smiled and said, Of course, Leo. You can do anything." He looked unsure. "But I am not strong like you." I held his shoulders and looked into his eyes. "You are stronger than you think. You have our parents' love. You have my support. and you have your own dreams. Just believe in yourself. His face became bright. I will study hard. I want to make you proud. You already make me proud, I said, hugging him. Later that night, I sat in my old room. The walls still had the drawings I made when I was a child. There was a small picture of me and Leo on the table. I held it and smiled. Suddenly, I heard my mother's voice from the door. Double quotes, Mika, are you okay? I looked up and nodded. Yes, Mama, just remembering everything. She came in and sat beside me. You were always different, she said. Always watching, always thinking. Even as a small child, I laughed. I was quiet because I was. Learning from you, she smiled. I'm happy you came home. I needed to come, I said. I needed to feel this love again. She touched my hair gently. You give us so much love, Mecca. You light up our home. I looked at her and said, I want to help other families too, Mama. I want to share our story. Maybe someone is alone. Maybe someone needs hope. She nodded. Yes, Mika, you can touch many hearts. You have the gift. The next day I began writing our story, every word, every feeling, every moment. I wanted people to know that love is the greatest power in the world. Not money, not big houses, not fast cars, just love. Love that stays even when life is hard, Love that grows even when the world feels cold, Love that begins in a family and spreads to others. I started sharing the story with my friends. Then I shared it online. Slowly, people began to listen. They wrote messages. Your story made me cry. I called my mother after reading this. I remembered my father's voice. And one message said, I was feeling lost, but your story gave me strength. Thank you, Mika. I sat in front of my old laptop, reading these messages, and tears came to my eyes. My father came behind me and asked, Why are you crying? I smiled and said, These are happy tears, Papa. He patted my shoulder. The world needs your heart, Mika. Keep sharing, keep shining. And so I continued. I told more stories. I made videos. I taught simple English with emotion, with love. I helped people learn not just with grammar, but with feelings. Because I believe when learning has love, it becomes beautiful. One evening, I received a letter. It came from another country. A young girl wrote, Dear Mika, I live far away. My family is poor. My father is sick. My mother works all day. I feel sad, but your story gave me hope. Now, I believe I can make a better life too. Thank you. Please don't stop. I read it out loud to my mother. She cried and said, Look, Mika, your words travel far. You are helping people. I held the letter close to my heart. This is why I do it, Mama. For them. For you. For all of us. And that is when I understood something big. When we share our truth with kindness, we light candles in the dark. When we speak with love, we build bridges. When we care, we change the world. Now, I speak to people every week. I tell them about my family. I tell them how small things make big changes. I teach them simple English so they can speak. listen, and feel better. I show them that stories are not just for reading. Stories are for healing, and now I speak to you. Yes, you. If you are listening, I want to say you are not alone. Maybe life is hard. Maybe your heart is tired. But I believe in you. Please hold your family close. Call your parents if you can. Hug your children. Say, I love you more, because life is short. But love is forever. I thank you from my heart for listening to my story. Please like this story if it touched your heart. Please subscribe so I can make more beautiful and emotional stories for you. Stories that help you learn, feel, and grow. I work hard to bring truth and love into every word I share. Now, close your eyes for a moment and think of your family. Think of one happy memory. Let it stay in your heart. Would you like me to continue again from here?